This was a season of character focus, and to see where we ended up after season 1. We see how the characters move, and for us as an audience, we are given sides to fall on, as presented. So, here's my thoughts on the season and its overall focus. Rhaenyra this season felt very unfocused, and I just didn't care for a lot of the rehashed plot points and dialogue. The pacification of Rhaenyra this season is mind-boggling to me, even though in the last season she was more on top of things with her movements and decision making, at least for me. Season 1 ended with her losing her son, so I was hoping for the craziness that follows, but that's not what happened. Rhaenyra this season is a person with an undecided philosophy, which doesn't make sense when you compare it to season 1's portrayal. I liked her in some scenes, and in others I just wanted to move on, which sucks because I never felt this way last season. So I am praying we leave this wishy-washy attitude behind and bring back the Rhaenyra we once knew. This season of House of the Dragon completely stole Daemon's aura, which irks the fuck out of me. Look, I understand you want to put him in his place for his fuck up and his insecurities, but him staying in Luigi's mansion was not it in my personal opinion. Now, I won't say everything sucked, cause you got some good scenes with some answers, but then you got some where I'm like, what the fuck? With no answers given to them at the end of it, which genuinely pissed me off.
Okay. So, you getting it? I'm getting it. I don't get it.
Now, we have Daemon the Seer, and what's driving him is future events, which isn't really a payoff and feels like we wasted our time with the character development, however annoying it was. Cause now it's all about winter's coming, which is just nothing in my opinion. Oscar Tully is a goat though. He's what made Harrenhal, not Daemon, after causing all the fuck-ups, which was ridiculous. Rhaenys dying this season was very sad, but based on how her scenes were set up, something was gonna happen, and it was just this, a death flag. Corlys is left in a terrible position, losing a ton of his family members. Shit got hard for your boy. He should have left a long time ago, but how do we keep this plot point going? We got some bastards. Look, this particular storyline needed some oomph based on the interactions not leaving much to be desired. Up until my boy Adam got a dragon though. Bro, when Adam got a dragon, my hype was high because it felt like we got somewhere exciting, no matter how boring it was to get there. That little bump kept them going because Corlys and Alan weren't working until the last episode for obvious reasons. Oh, and you also got Rhaena and Baela there. Jace in the start of the season was good because he began the introduction of a character that I loved on the first interaction, Kragan Stark. And he never came back even though he was supposed to make an appearance in the last episode. But they cut it. Fuck! But coming back to Jace as a character, I think the writing handled him well with most of his motivations to help his mother being strong. I also like the fact that he's not fucking with other bastards coming in and being added to their ranks, on the count of their standing and motivations somehow becoming dangerous no matter what the situation may entail. The fact that Jace has some bastard genes in him also boosts his insecurities and his decision making towards how he feels about these bastards, which is really cool from a story standpoint, and in my opinion, having Baela there for interactions coming through for your boy is nice to see. Now, talking about Team Green here, I can say without a shadow of a doubt the best character that they got is Aegon Targaryen. He is the one character that was compelling me the most to go on the green side and put on them colors, because getting to know Aegon this season made up for last season and the care I didn't have. Especially because likable traits are good for characters when picking sides, and he had a ton of that this season. I don't know if it's the actor, I don't know if it's the writing, but I gotta admit, Aegon was that dude, and seeing him on a high made me connect with the character, especially when he lost his child, and the grief he went through with that.
My son is my legacy! My son is heir to the Iron Throne!
Now, he's burnt after getting jammed up by Broski. He finna leave to save himself for later on in the story, whenever that is. And I hope season 3 comes in with that Aegon greatness, because I need that writing quality and I need that acting. I'm not gonna hold you, because Green Side is suffering when you got niggas like Aemond, who brought a lot of interest after becoming Vagar's writer last season. But he also has motivations of greatness. Coming from the same environment as Aegon, he went a different path and wanted some advantage at the cost of losing his eye and gaining a better character design. Now, is it just me, or did this nigga come out looking dumber this season from a character standpoint? Look, it just feels like the writers want him to be an angry boy with no brain cells, when we know he should have been better than this. He does have the same exact issues that Aegon has from a character standpoint when it comes to parental love, but that only gets touched on here and there, which does a disservice to the character in my personal opinion, so I don't give a fuck about him anymore, especially when you skip scenes that are definitely character defining. Now, you got other characters on the green side as well that should have had more work done on them, especially characters like Helena, who I don't give a fuck about anymore, and Cole, who might get better in season 3, but I have little faith. Off-screen man Daron better come in to be that great character the green side needs, because bro, we are suffering over here with the green side. You also got characters like Alicent Hightower, who I found oh so interesting throughout the last season of House of the Dragon. You see her character journey and come to understand her better as the Queen of the Seven Kingdoms. You see her try and move her children in a direction opposite in the fear of what Rhaenyra might do with her succession.
If Rhaenyra comes into power, your very life could be forfeit. Aemon's as well. She could move to cut off any challenge to her succession.
Then I won't.
You are the challenge! You are the challenge, Aegon! Simply by living and breathing!
She has an understanding of Rhaenyra and has seen what she does to get her ways. This bitch is dangerous. But this show tries to make it all about her fucking insecurities and not actually fearing for her side. Look, she's a bad mom, let's not get it twisted, but she stood in front of Meleys when the threat of Dragonfire was on the table. I thought from there onward, her resolve was strong and she would hold on to that. But the fear of that never really fucking mattered because the writer said, nope, nigga, while she tries to flee and make most of her argument on the idiotic precedent of self-preservation with Rhaenyra of all people. This was stupid and makes her look dumber than ever from a writing standpoint. Save your tears, bitch. Because all that you are is a bad mom who fucked up her kids and doesn't have any accountability in a long form reflection and only cares about herself being cast away and not paid attention to. So, she completely turns on the green team. Her kids are on there. Her brother's on there. The son that has no screen time is on there. Throughout season 2, she has been placed as nothing more than a damsel in distress, deserving a pity when she now got everyone on her side killed. If this was the last season, sure, some pity could be given when the stresses come to her, but this season, while her son was grieving the death of his child, you didn't go there to console him or anything. You got some dick from good old Chrissy. So what you can do is fuck right off. I'm sick and tired of this season and the way that they portray this as picking sides, because when it comes to picking sides of which characters you are more aligned with or find just interesting at all, you as a writer, in my opinion, have to establish some level of likable traits on both sides. What House of the Dragon season 2 established is that there are no sides because the Greens obviously suck and that's their one character trait. No sense of genuine camaraderie or relationships that are fun to watch. Rhaenyra's queen, so fuck all the nuance. Fuck all that shit, because that's what the writing is telling me. Aemon may have issues, but who cares? He's angry all the time. Aegon, on the other hand, has some character likability going for him, but kind of gets pushed to the side as a character. And Helena is whatever, and Alicent you already know. It's a sad thing. It's so fucking sad to watch because both sides got their ample screen time, but the writers don't really care for their layout because of the hard bias they fucking have. And if you're a writer and you are watching this video, you have a bias, and it's very much so annoying with the way you're writing this show. That is so annoying. Literally, the only niggas whose storyline I care for when season 3 pops up on the green side is Larys, Otto, and Gwaine, and also off-screen Mayor Daron and Aegon if he's handled correctly. There has been no payoff. The payoff wasn't there, and this season felt like an overcooked plotline mess. Some of them just outstayed their welcome, which took away a lot of interesting things that this season could have been. Now, I will say this season isn't horrible by any means, but it does scare me on how season 3 will be presented. I had a lot more to say on this season, but I'm gonna cut it here and ask away if you want more. So be sure to like, subscribe, share the video with the rest of your village. The comment section down below for you to use. Be sure to be respectful, and yeah, I am out.